Hello everybody and welcome to Geopolitical Trends. My name is David Oualaalou. So good to be with you as always. Looks like Russian oil hasn't stopped making its way to Europe. How so, you may ask? Isn't Russia sanctioned? In this video, I am going to provide you insights about how the European Union has been lying to its people as it continues to get Russian oil through a third party. But before I do all this, I'd like to extend my thanks to the channel's members, as always, to your subscribers. And if this is your first time landing on this channel, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and smash that notification button so you will be notified every time I upload a new video. And thank you all for your support. Well, it looks like fuel from Russian oil gets backdoor entry into Europe. This is not via Nord Stream 1 or Nord Stream 2, which, by the way, it was the US and Norway that blew up recently, but rather through India. Whoever thought, right? So India now. So record high import of crude oil from Russia in fiscal year 2022-2023 helped India refineries boost export of diesel and jet fuel to Europe. All the while, the continent, the EU that is, known in history as the old continent, shunned Russian products, primarily ship tracking data from This information, by the way, was disclosed by shipping tracking data from Kepler and Vortexa company. And I will provide you a link to all this. So, access to cheap Russian oil, or crude oil that is, has boosted now outputs and profit at Indian refineries, which means what? In a simple term, India is making tons of money while importing Russian oil at a discounted price using its own currency, rupees and rubles, while turning around and selling it to the European Union in return for payment with the dollar, which India will convert. It's just a smart move. Do you blame India for doing this? No. That's a smart move. That's a business decision, and rightly so. And this now enables India to export refined products competitively to Europe and take, of course, a bigger market share, making serious profits. I don't blame them. China doing the same, Tunisia's doing the same, Morocco's doing the same, Saudi Arabia doing the same. That just normal business transaction. It's the stupidity of the Europeans that they couldn't see the long term. They couldn't look far enough to see that embarking on sanctions is going to be hindering their economic progress and prosperity. So Europe, and I'm going to share with you some stats here to put things in perspective. Europe typically imports about an average of about 154,000 barrels per day of diesel and jet fuel from India before Russian military operations in Ukraine, which means about a year ago. So now that number, the 154,000 barrels per day, now increased to 200,000 barrels per day after the European Union banned the Russian oil product. And once again, this is according to the data stated by the Kepler and Vortex. That just, to me, mind-boggling. Because now Europeans will have to pay 5 or 6 times the amount they used to pay to Russia. And thanks to European following the orders of their masters, the United States. So India imports of Russian crude in March, which was just last month, rose to the 7th straight month to end out in a fiscal year of 2022-2023 as the top supplier to India. Displacing, get this guys, now Russia displaced Iraq for the first time, according to the data. So Indian refineries, which rarely bought Russian oil previously due to high transport costs, logistics. This is why the convenience was for Europeans, and they were so stupid. And I usually don't like to use that word, but they were so stupid not to realize that cost-wise doesn't make sense. Logistically doesn't make sense. Because anytime you import oil from far country, you're going to have to pay for logistics, insurance, and so forth. So and interesting enough is that at that time, India imports about between 970 to 981,000 barrels per day. And this is for 2022, 2023, as of today. Because the year is not over yet, of course. And this accounted for more than one-fifth of the overall import at which was about 4.5 to 4.6 million barrels per day. Once again, according to Kepler and Vortex data. That's what it showed. And I checked, by the way, this info, and it looks legit to me. So Russia's largest oil producer, which is Rosneft, and top Indian refiner, Indian Oil Corporation, have signed a term deal. Get this, guys. A term deal to substantially increase and diversify oil grades delivered to India. You all see what it means. Means now, who cares about the European Union? Russia's not going to worry because, like I said last time, and I do remember saying this, Russia now has two large markets, India and China. If European Union put in a ban, so what? Russia gonna shrug its shoulders and say, whatever, we're gonna sell our oil to just the two largest markets in the world. That's what it means. So, and this is what I see, the short-sightedness of politicians. They couldn't think in terms of long-term impact and the welfare of citizens. This is what I'm saying, lying to their citizens. Russian oil still make it to Europe. Despite what you hear, despite what you read. Western media is lying. This is why they are not disclosing this information. I came across this morning. That's why I decided to come on the air and share it with you right away. So, and by the way, guys, if you like the content of this video so far, please hit that like button and subscribe if you have not done so. And thank you for your support. So, to put this within the perspective of Europe's ban about Russian products, India's find it convenient now. Because, as I said, the import to India from Russia rose to about from 12 to 16%, to about, like I said earlier, about 150 to 175,000 barrels per day in this fiscal year. Which is tremendous. As a matter of fact, it's up to almost 200. You can just see. And once again, you may ask yourself, how this is important to me and all that. If you happen to be interested in investing in energy, for example, this is something you need to know. You need to be aware of to understand where the trend is headed. If you are, accounting, logistics, business transactions, management, you name it. This kind of information will be very crucial for you to understand where the global energy market is headed. So all this that I just mentioned to you accounted for about 30% of India's total gas oil export, which is up, by the way, from 21 to 24% than a year earlier. It's substantial. And by the way, India is making serious money on that, and rightly so. You don't blame them. And here is the surprising aspects about the European Union. The countries that are importing from India. You have, and I did find out, I checked on it. You have France, France, Turkey, Belgium, and the Netherlands. Those are the key countries that are importing. And of course, you put this within the context of French president's recent trip to China and the European Commissioner President, the liar Ursula von der Leyen, which, by the way, she wasn't recognized in China. She had to go through a regular airport like everybody. She didn't get the the treatment Emmanuel Macron. So that just showed where the priorities of China are, and rightly so. So to take these stats within the context of Europe. So Europe accounted for about 50% of India's jet fuel export, which is about around 70 to 75,000 barrels per day in this fiscal year 2022-2023, which is up by about 40 to 42,000 barrels per day from the previous year. And once again, according to that data, numbers don't lie, guys. And I checked, I will not jeopardize my credibility. My name is online here, so my credibility is online. So if I am not certain of particular information, I will not disclose it till I confirm. This is why sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes some of my videos will be a little bit late by a day or 2 or 3. I'm waiting for a confirmation. Unless I do a live stream, and of course by that time I will already checked on the information. This here is no different. So here is my conclusion for you, because I like to keep it short, concise, and to the point. The conflict in Ukraine, we all know it by now. It's nothing new. The conflict in Ukraine has plunged now Europe into an ethical dilemma over energy. Because for a simple reason, Russia is the continent's leading supplier of imported oil, gas, and coal. And no matter what you hear, no matter what you read, Europe still gets Russian oil one way or another. That's the bottom line to it. So the media is lying, basically. European citizens are, sad to say, holding the end of the stick. The whole Europe, for that matter. So I'm going to leave you with one provocative question. And feel free to leave me answer if you like. Or we can do this on a live stream if you like. Which, by the way, I have a surprise for you. Where the live stream is going to be from. So we'll keep that as a surprise. So here's my question for you. Could the European Union survive without Russian energy imports? Let me repeat this. Could the European Union survive without Russian energy imports? Make sure to leave me your comments, and I hope you find this informative, guys. And as always, remember, geopolitics impact your daily life in more ways than one. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.